We will get through this crisis. The question is, though, what will the world look like on the other side of all of this? Now, as soon as I ask you that question, my guess is that your mind is starting to become alive with the possibilities of what could happen. One of the reasons that we run the planet as humans, for better or worse, is because of our ability to imagine a future state that doesn't yet exist. And it's a pretty neat trick. But wait, there's more. We have another neat trick. It's a security device built deep in here that has allowed us to survive for tens of thousands of years, and it's called negative bias. We default to thinking about what could possibly go wrong. Now, the problem comes when you hook those two things up, because when you combine negative bias with a highly active imagination, it's all too easy to see then that we would paint a picture for ourselves that is pretty bleak. After all, there are a million variables out there all conspiring against us, lurking below the surface. And how on earth are we supposed to navigate these uncharted waters without sinking? Our construction of this negative perceived future state is what causes us anxiety. Now, I should say at this point that although we use the terms anxiety and fear interchangeably, they are in fact quite different things. Fear, as I said in my last piece, is our reaction to a clear and present danger. Anxiety, on the other hand, is our reaction to what we think might happen at some point in the future. Now, of all the gifts that we as humans have been given that set us apart from all of the other 9 million species on the planet, our ability to predict the future isn't one of them. Well, think about it. If we really were any good at that, then we would all surely by now have played the stock market and would all be lounging on our own Caribbean islands by now. In fact, we're so bad at it, one study found that on average, 90% of what we think is going to happen to us doesn't. Now, just in case there was a glitch in your Wi-Fi and you missed that as the screen froze, let me say that one more time. 90% of all the bad stuff that we think is going to happen to us doesn't happen to us. All of that negative energy that we rustle up in order to make up these negative scenarios for our own future that we will then live, all of that could have been used much more productively to actually start digging us out of the hole that we're in right here, right now. And it's a pretty big hole we're in right here, right now, right? Don't get me wrong. The implications, the ramifications, the effects of this virus will be felt across our social spectrum and economic spectrum for years, if not decades to come. But the evidence suggests that things will never be as bad for us as we think they're going to be. Fear makes you act without thinking. Anxiety makes you think without acting. If we take the best of both of those worlds, we end up with a 2-point plan that looks something like this. 1, think about what could possibly go right. Very easy to say. Very hard to do when you're being dragged in your own mind down into that negative vortex. But when that happens, just give your head a shake and remind yourself what could possibly go right here. It's the only way that we're all going to get through this. And the second thing then is to act on it, act decisively to make that future yours. Hardly rocket science, I know, but as a combo, they can be very powerful in suppressing your anxiety and making your future just that little bit more rosy. Stay safe and stay well, and thanks for watching.